your kid. I mean, how are you going to bring them up to really be Jewish? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not for me to judge, right? But I just said, thinking to myself, you know, even if you bring up your kid Jewish, like this kid's so confused.
Yeah.
This first baseman on the Mets is so confused. He doesn't even know what he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
I feel you.
All right, so that's what's going on there. Now, there's another way to become a Jew. The other way to become a Jew is to convert. How do you convert? They're basically, when you convert, what you're saying is, I want to take on the Torah. I want to take upon myself the Torah. I want to dive into and take the responsibility, put the yoke of the heavens on around me. I want to be 100%, 110% Jewish. I mean, I want to do all 613 mitzvahs, and I want to keep Shabbos, and I want to keep kosher, and I want to send my kids to yeshiva, and I want to learn Torah all the time. You know, you can speak to some of this, no?
Yes.
Okay. And you got to do all of that, and that is what's called conversion. And then there's some formalities you have to do, like you have to study, and you have to be, you know, we're going to get into that in a second, because that's, but just the overview is a person has to come out the other end. When they convert, you won't know the difference between them and somebody who was someone like me. You just won't know the difference, because they're keeping Shabbos, they're wearing, you know, if they're male, they're wearing a tzitzis, they're wearing a talis. If they're a woman, they're covering, they're sneas, you know, they're modest, and they're keeping Shabbos, and they're eating kosher, and then that's how they look. When someone says, "Oh, I'm a Jew, I converted," but you see them driving around on Shabbos, and they're going to the beach, and they're wearing a bikini, and they're eating at McDonald's, right? You go, well, what do you mean you converted?
Marilyn Monroe converted, right?
You know, Madonna probably, for all I know, right? I mean, it's like if you don't see that they're from, you don't see that they're Torah observant, then they never really had a conversion. Their conversion doesn't count, because the whole idea of converting is that you convert. Your whole person converts. All your ideologies, all your views convert, and they become something else. And you become this transform. It's a transformation of your person. Can I point to you?
Yes.
Look at Luke. Can I say?
Please, go ahead. Say anything you want.
Okay, because one thing about a convert, you're not really supposed to point them out.
That's okay. I'll give you a header.
Yeah, I'm allowed to?
Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
Luke converted.
Yes.
Okay, look at Luke. You can't tell the difference between Luke and me. I mean, if you can, but I mean, we don't all look alike, okay? But look, I mean, he's got the talis on the outside. He's got with the beard going. He's got the black kippah, you know, the yarmulke, and this is how you come out the other end. You go in one end, it's like a car wash.
Yeah.
You go in. You should have seen what this guy looked like before. First of all, he didn't have his clothes on. He was busy doing porn, right?
Yes.
Right. You know, now he's actually got clothes on.
I've got clothes on.
He's got clothes on, so right away.
Interesting experience.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so he comes out the other end, right? He's got clothes on, right? He's got like the black and white look going, like the whole frum thing, and then he's got like the long sleeves going on a hot day in California. He's got like the talis and the big beard with all the food stuck in it. Okay, this is what a Jew looks like when they convert. They transform, you know, from, you know, Ron Jeremy into, you know, Rob Feinstein here. You know, it's like this is what happens. This is what a conversion looks like, right?
Yes.
A conversion doesn't mean like, hey, I converted, and you're still doing porn, and you still have like the same look.
Right.
That's a joke. Okay. That's like joining a club. Yeah, I joined the Kiwanis Club. I'm a Kiwanis member.
Yeah.
Well, Judaism isn't some sort of club like the Kiwanis, okay?
Right.
So.
And it's not just in your heart.
Right. So when I say the following things, that there's two ways to become a Jew. Either you're born to a Jewish mother, who, if she didn't have the direct descendancy, maybe there was a conversion. It was a kosher conversion. Right. You know, a kosher conversion, or you yourself had a kosher conversion. Either you have a kosher conversion, or one of the mothers in your matriarchal line had a kosher conversion. And if you ask what's a kosher conversion, it's one that's done according to Jewish law. It follows Jewish law, and basically what it means is the person getting it ends up looking, acting Torah observant. It's taking upon themselves the commitment to do all Torah laws. Someone comes out the other end, they're not keeping Shabbos, that whole conversion is in question now. And even retroactively, you could annul the entire conversion. You know about that?
Yes.
sometimes it's really extreme. Rav Kanievsky, who's the Steipler's son. You know who the Steipler is? He's a legendary gadol. He was a big Rav in Eretz Israel. His son poskened the following, which is just Moradek. He poskened that if somebody converts and they keep Shabbos and they keep kosher and they put on tefillin and they learn Torah and they do everything. They do 600 and 12 mitzvahs or whatever, right? But they still believe that Judaism has room for evolution. That Judaism has room for a universe more than 6,000 years old, and they think it's possible maybe dinosaurs existed, or that that they're billions and billions of years, right? Like Carl Sagan, right?
Right.
Billions and billions, right? If they still think that, then retroactively their conversion doesn't count, and they're still a non-Jew. That's what we're talking about here. If somebody comes out the other side and they say I converted, they have like these kind of beliefs. Oh, we're talking about you can actually retroactively have your conversion nullified. Right. So how much more so if you're not keeping Shabbos? Because the deal is when you go to the Beis Din, when a person goes to the Jewish rabbinical court and they says, hey, look, here's I'm converting. They say, are you taking upon yourself the old Malchus? You're taking upon yourself the yoke of the heavens, and it's a commitment, and this is what you're going to do. And you say yes, then you have to keep up your end of the bargain. It's a contract. The second you say no, and you just sort of putsy foot on the other side, then you're not a Jew.
Let me just ask you a question. Are you saying that science and Judaism are not compatible?
No, that's got nothing to do with it. Who said that, first of all? Is it the Lakewood Rav?
Will you hurt me if I...
Is it the Lakewood Rav? What happened to like Shira and Leslie and all these people?
I'm following them. I'm totally... just forgive me.
True science means... you take this, this I don't know what it is. Whatever it is,
this compound.
This
and
compound,
check the chemical components.
and then it, you mix it with this, and it turns into hypotheses and conjectures, and they're just theories, right?
Right.
It's not true. It's not.
Right.
Then
it's
you're
not real science.
Well, someone's going to
say
someone's going to come up and say, well, science, the definition is theories, right? But your theories are going to be disproven. That's the problem.
Right.
And they may not be disproven in this generation.
Right.
Rabbi Miller talks about that a lot. We all may be dead. In 100 years from now, you're going to find that all these things that are theories and some people accept as absolute truth are going to be upheavaled in 100 years from now.
Right.
What I mean is science can do whatever it wants, right? But we don't have to accept anything as absolute truth, right? When it's just a theory.
Yeah.
So when scientists have theories, they can think whatever they want. They can pull whatever they want. They can believe in the flying spaghetti monster for all I care, right? They can come up with all kinds of stupidities, and they can say that it's absolute truth, but they're wrong, okay? And that's where we have a problem with. If they want to come up with theories, that's fine. When they conflict with the Torah, we don't accept them.
Right. So the Torah is our foundation. It's like it's our guide to life. And so we don't just go flying off and doing what we want and believing what we want. And, oh, the New York Times says this. Oh, it must be true. The New York Times isn't our foundation. The Torah is our compass.
Correct. Everything, it's basically like this. You can science can do whatever it wants, right? And anything that fits into Torah, we can accept. And if it doesn't fit Torah, we reject it. And it's that simple. What the real danger is, I wrote a whole essay on this. It's actually in the book. The real danger is when apologists on either side try to blend, the areas in Torah that aren't consistent, that don't work with the areas in science, or if you want to call it, the theories in science, when they don't work, and they try to apologize for each, and then try to mesh the two in some sort of what's that word? When you mix two things.
Syncretism.
They synchronize these. They don't sync. Okay, they were never intended to. Right? They're diametrically opposed. First of all, the whole concept of trying to squeeze God into science doesn't make sense, because it's I was engaged to a scientist, so I know.
Oh, you were engaged to a scientist.
Yeah, she was.
And it